guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you clicked on this video because you self-identify as a people pleaser, I have a question for you. Are you actually a people pleaser, or are you just somebody who is very uncomfortable around confrontation, perhaps even dead afraid of it? Okay, this is a question that my therapist asked me 7 years ago, and it actually changed my life because it helped me realize that I wasn't born a people pleaser. I wasn't actually somebody who enjoys pleasing people. I was groomed to become one. Okay, now in order for you to understand, we have to go back to my family of origin. Now, I grew up in the early 90s in Senegal, West Africa, at a time where children were to be seen but not heard. Okay, it wasn't really possible to disagree with my parents or other caretakers in any way, shape or form. They just wouldn't have it. They just wouldn't allow it. Okay, you had to do what they said, and that was that on that. Okay, it was on Mary and the Lamb. It was the military. Okay, and they were my superiors or supervisors, or however you like to call it. Okay, now I'm not doing this video in order to blame my parents or aunties and people like that. They obviously didn't understand the long-term ramification of childhood trauma. They didn't understand how their behavior were going to affect my self-esteem growing up. I'm sure that if they did, at least for my mom, they would have acted differently. So this video is no blame game. I'm just trying to help you, if you're somebody who think you are a people pleaser, to understand that maybe you're not. Maybe you were just taught to be that way. Maybe disagreement was not something that, you know, your family allowed, and because of that you started really being afraid of them. You started really fearing them. You started really dreading them, and then growing up you just started to avoid it with everybody without realizing that you were no longer with your caretakers, you were no longer with your family of origin, and that there wouldn't be consequences to actually disagreeing with people, or at least consequences that are as grave as the one that you face as a child. I know that for me personally, disagreeing with my parents, especially with my dad, could mean physical violence being done upon me. So I very early on learned how to read the room, learn to read the emotional situation, I guess, that my parents or auntie were in. And I just learned, I guess, as a very young child, not to contradict them, not to get them to be upset, because I know that they would put back that anger on me, even though, you know, I actually do not have the capacity to upset anyone. But I'm sure you understand what I mean. Now, in my case, that did affect me greatly because I did continue to exercise that behavior outside of the home. So at school, even though I didn't have that many friends at school because I was a social reject, I have a video about that. But people pleasing really made my life miserable in my early 20s because I had quite a lot of friends and I would always try to please them. Like, it had gotten so bad that I wouldn't even disagree with them in a choice of a restaurant, for example, right? If my friend said, oh, let's go out to eat at this place, and I wanted to go somewhere else, I wouldn't actually tell them, I don't want to go to this place. How about we go, you know, somewhere else for a change? Now, that is because subconsciously I still hadn't realized that I was no longer with my family of origin, and there wouldn't be grave consequences to me actually saying no. I mean, I was 5'11" at that point. Okay, what were they gonna do? Hit me? I'm sorry, you guys. I understand that this is a serious topic, but you know, I have a tendency to laugh about my trauma because I'm not gonna cry. So I guess I'm just trying to lighten it up. But yeah, like, I was tall. Like, I am 5'11". I am still tall, and I was a grown woman, right? So again, what was my friend gonna do? Were they gonna hit me because I didn't want to go and eat in a certain restaurant and I wanted to go somewhere else instead? Exactly, absolutely not, right? But it took my therapist asking me this question for me to actually realize, wait a minute, I actually don't have to do what everybody is saying all the time anymore. I had to as a child, and I'm grateful for that. Like, it was a tool that helped me survive my family of origin, but I no longer have to do it. And then from there I learned how to stop people pleasing. Now, obviously I was very uncomfortable at first because it's the only way that I had been all my life, but slowly but surely the discomfort started to fade and I became the person I am today, which, baby, I'm saying no in a heartbeat to all and everything. Okay, because I can. Okay, I actually think that sometimes I do exaggerate a little bit, but whatever. It's important to be boundaried in life, because if not, people are gonna try you and they are gonna drain you. Now, in ending of this video, I do want you to ponder on one question that I asked myself recently, or I guess it's more of a realization, really help me drive the point home when it comes to people pleasing. Is, are the people that you are pleasing actually pleased? I think this is a very important question for people pleaser to ask themselves, because back when I would self-identify as a people pleaser, I once planned this entire trip, you guys, for somebody. Of course, I covered all the costs. I mean, it was a surprise. They didn't know about it, so they couldn't pay for it, right? And they actually were not happy. I mean, they were not unhappy, but they were not nearly as pleased as I thought they would be. If you are a people pleaser, you know that we make all these scenarios in our mind about how the people are going to be really excited about whatever it is we're doing for them. And yeah, it was a miss. Like, and I know that sometimes we can actually please people because we are giving them something that they said they wanted. So in those instances, it does actually work. But most of the time for me, it was tough. Like, the people, I guess deep down inside, they didn't really feel deserving of whatever they were getting, or I don't know. But most of the time, the people were not as pleased as I imagined that they would be. So what's the point of it anyway? Like, if you want to please somebody, please yourself, because you know you're always gonna be happy with whatever you're gonna do, because you know you want this. Okay, nowadays when I feel like pleasing anyone, I please myself, and guess what? I'm always elated, okay, because I know what I want. So when I get myself, you know, something, usually some jewelry, I'm actually really excited. I'm happy because, again, I knew I wanted this ring and then I got it, or this bangle and then I got it, and then I'm elated. Okay, so if you want to please anybody, instead of going out there trying to please people who at the end of the day, more time than not, are not going to be pleased with you anyway, how about you please yourself? Because your life is about you anyway. Like, you are the most important person in your own life. And if you are a recovering people pleaser, understand that no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to please everybody anyways. No matter what you do, some people are just going to be unhappy with you. Some people are just not gonna like you, and there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it, and you shouldn't try to do anything about it either, because guess what? It is their right. They get not to like you, and I know it stings. I know we all hate rejections, or most of us don't like it, even though rejection is part of life and we ourselves dislike some people, but somehow we can't stand being disliked. But that's another video for another day. But I guess the gist of what I'm trying to say here is, no matter what you do, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, because guess what? You're champagne, sweetheart. Okay, so on that note, stop trying to please everybody and their mama. You're going to end up drained. It's not going to work, and it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of money, a lot of money, more time than not, and it's just a waste of life. It's not a way to live, you guys. Like, personalize yourself, your need, be boundaried, okay? Like, have boundary about how you want to be treated in life. Gatekeep your time, gatekeep your energy, gatekeep your money. Successful people do that, I promise you, okay? I guarantee you. And yeah, go out there and live your best life. Of course, be kind when you can, okay? Like, if you're really led by God, the universe, or just yourself to do something nice for somebody, then by all means do that. But do it without, you know, expecting in the back of your mind that, you know, they're gonna like you or whatever. Do it just because you feel like it. Do not have any expectation. And I know it's really hard not to expect anything, but try to be kind without expecting anything in return, because that is genuine kindness, and that will get you, you know, somewhere, as in you're gonna be free, you're going to be pleased with you, okay? Don't do it because you want people to like you. More time than not, it doesn't work. At this point, I'm just rambling, saying the same thing over and over again. So I'm gonna love you and leave you here. But yeah, remember that, you know, at the end of the day, your life is about you, okay? You are the most important person in your own life. So if you feel the urge to please anyone, how about you start with pleasing yourself? I hope that this video is helpful for my people pleasers or recovering people pleasers out there. I know that we can all use the reminder from time to time. I certainly do. If you found this video helpful in any way, shape or form, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. In the comment section down below, let the girls know what are the strategies that you have put in place in order to stop people pleasing, do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Mwah.